Right, welcome to this update video for the Imperial Knight Warden. He's actually finished, been working on him all week. It's been a massive project to get him done because I've been painting him and then filming. I had a in-depth painting tutorial as well for this model, but he is finished finally. In this video I'm going to show you the view of how he looks, close-up views as well, just to show you different details and so on. So Imperial Knights then, always wanted to have one. I think most 40k players would like to have an Imperial Knight in their Imperial army, or you can convert it over. I've seen Orc ones done, ones for Chaos and so on. It's an incredible model, very sort of epic in scale, and I think it's one of the really cool releases that Games Workshop have done. So my favourite colour scheme is actually this one here, but started collecting Splatters and at the same time wanted an Imperial Knight, and trying to figure out how I can get an Imperial Knight into one of the forces. Didn't want to do a pure Imperial Knight army, so I thought, would it be a good idea to have the Splatters revolving around this central feature of an Imperial Knight. The blue didn't really suit, as nice as it is. I think James may go for this colour scheme, we'll have to see. With his Imperial Knight, he does have one. So looking through, really the natural choice, because I was painting the Splatters in the Mars sort of red pattern, and it was this colour scheme here that I wanted to go for. So initially the configuration I wanted to go for was this one, but then not so keen on this weapon, don't think it would do quite as well in games. And then playing against a couple of Imperial Knights, Brian has one for his Night Lords, very nice job he's done on that. I liked the rocket system on top, seemed to work really well, so I wanted to do that. And then also playing one of the Apocalypse games, James Otero from Siege Studios had his Imperial Knight with the Avenger Gatling cannons and very impressive weapons as well. So I wanted to have an Avenger Gatling cannon. So then transferring over into the actual unit choices here, to get that combination, went away from the cheaper Knight Errant, and then have decided to go for the Knight Warden instead. So Knight Warden, which comes with an Avenger Gatling cannon as standard, and then here he comes with a Reaper chainsword here as well as standard. That's the combination I wanted, so it just comes with that configuration. And it was just simply a case of adding the Storm Spear rocket pod, I believe is the one. This one here, yeah, which is, you get 3 shots, strength 8, AP3, nice range 48 as well. The cool thing about these things is they can fire at different targets, which is really cool. So that rocket system can fire. Something else, just like having another tank on the table, just with a decent weapon system. So I think it's 40 points, quite expensive, but I think it's worth the investment. So that's the combination I've gone for. The way the Splatters army's worked out, I've got enough points to pay for that upgrade. So Knight Warden. So then for colour scheme, just to mention that, flicking through the codex here, there's loads of illustrations and then loads of these really helpful layouts here, just giving you loads of different options to go for. So one that I went for, I have actually copied one of the designs that they give. This is a nice colour scheme here. You never know, I might be tempted to get another one. Looks nice, maybe look quite good with the Imperial Fists. Some nice colour schemes where you get, of course, you can invent your own. Right, so here he is. This is the one I've gone for, this exact one here. So it's Greven Ferrus Maximus, a new character appearing on the channel as well to take part in the battle reports and Apocalypse games. So there he is, and the configuration is exactly right. Missile system slightly different, but Reaper chainsword, Avenger Gatling cannon. Even the face I've copied as well, as you've seen in the previous video about the Imperial Knight. So that's the colour scheme I copied. What I've done is an in-depth painting tutorial where I show you from start to finish. I put that on the Plus channel where you can tune in and watch that. It is a paid channel, you can subscribe to it, and you get access to all of the videos, but that painting tutorial will be available on the Plus channel. To get to that channel, you can just go to the Striking Scorpion 82 channel homepage, and in the top right hand corner you'll see a link to Striking Scorpion 82 Plus. Massive project, this one. It's a long tutorial as expected. It's 2 hours 50 minutes long, but that's the required time to show you from start to finish how to paint up an Imperial Knight. So go through all the stages, following the same principles in other painting tutorials, how all the miniatures are painted on the channel, and that's base colours, washes, and then highlights to finish off there, and then I'll show you how to do transfers and a few other tricks and things as well. There he is, copying that design. All the transfers are nicely laid out for you as well, and they match the transfer sheet that you get. They even give you the shoulder pads, exactly how to do them as well. So I found that very, very helpful indeed. So it's House Raven I've gone for. So here he is, going to be quite a focal point on the battlefield, all magnetised up. So there he is. It's hard to fit him on the screen, but quite a dominating, iconic figure on the battlefield. So you can imagine the Splatters army just sort of all deploying around this thing. They're protecting the great machine. I think the theme fits very nicely, and it's just going to add a bit of. So I wanted a mixture of configurations here. So you've got some nice shooting ability, anti sort of Space Marine light vehicle transports can be taken out. This one again for transports, monstrous creatures, heavier vehicles taken out on here, and then the ability to stand up for himself in close combat here with strength D close combat weapon. I mean, I'm just thinking of the different fights this thing can get involved in against things like the Wraith Knight and so on for the Eldar. Can't wait to see those kind of clashes take place. So I wonder how well it'll do. I'm a big fan of the Imperial Knight, I do rate it. I think it's a very, very good unit choice to take, and not too expensive for what you get. Pretty impressive. So we'll do an advanced tactica for him. Again, that's on the Plus channel. We're going to the deeper tactics of these things, different configurations we'll look at, and then in that series roll up different in-game scenarios as well, get some dice out and run through some theoretical matchups as well. There he is. I'll show you the side. I think the transfers are glorious, they really are nice. Come out really well on the shoulder pad here. I've sort of dotted them around different places. So he rotates around, the magnetising is really helpful. I think perhaps sometimes in a game, if he's a casualty or he's destroyed, I could even bend him just like that, put some smoke in the back, or just remove him entirely and then put some smoke in here and here, just that kind of thing. But nice strong magnets there to hold him in place. And then the arms move here, this one, and then this one as well. And then this thing is magnetised just on there, as we saw in the previous video. So I'm going to zoom in here, show you some of the different features, different techniques that we used. So just zooming in here, there's the rocket pod on top, like so. And then the rockets here, went for sort of a lighter grey and then orange, yellow caps on them just there, just to look like proper missiles, sort of modern day rockets can look like that. Just to pick those out. You can see the green crystal sighting equipment there as well, so that's that. Then the base is covered on this channel here in the basing tutorial for urban city fights. That's already been covered there. So this banner, which really happy with how it comes out, I just copied exactly how it is in the book, but that's not one transfer, that's all built up of individual transfers that you get on the transfer sheet, and all of these little symbols here are all individuals, gradually building those up just there. And you can see the purity seals. I do like the chevrons here across the knee pad, that looks particularly cool. And House Raven symbols here on the leg. Went for a grubbier look around the feet, you can see more chipping, more dirt there put on, and then flicking some of it up onto the bottom of the model just there. And gone for 2 tones of silver. The trim here, you'll see a lighter silver and then with a blue tinge to it, and then I've gone for a grimier, dirtier look here for this silver effect. Just in there, the more the mechanical machinery type parts. So they're just pushed away, and then the emphasis is then placed on the areas that you want the eye to look at, which is the armoured areas and so on. So pretty happy with how that's come out, like so. Then the main body here. So there he is, the Raven. Here that actually comes as a transfer, you get that. Same here, this crest here looking nice. Just dotted some purity seals around. They look quite good when you put them in clusters together. There's 2, there's 1 there. And then there's the the dreaded chevrons on top. We sort of cover that in the tutorial. It's hard getting that right. It's probably the toughest part, most challenging part, but really wanted to do it. I think it's a really cool effect to put onto the models. There's a green crystal there. I think it's a vision port there that the driver or crew look out of. Crest on top. Then in the in-depth painting tutorial, I'll show you how to do the weathering effect here as well, sort of where the vents here, where the soot and dirt has come out, smoke, and then here as well on these exhausts. Then come around the back, so add mech symbols on there. Really do like the shoulder pads, love this transfer here. That's actually 2 transfers. So there's the AdMech symbol there, and then these wings come separate, and that's just copying how it is in the book. And then the House Raven symbols just there. Have your stubber on the front, and there's the face there. Pick that out with some highlights and chipping effect on that black there. Really wanted that to stand out, so sort of a focal point for the model. And you want to be able to pick that out because it is black, a colour that maybe doesn't stand out too much. So I wanted just to pick out the nice crisp highlights on there, just so it's nice and visible. Then the Avenger Gatling cannon. So nasty weapon that it is, and easy to forget. It comes with a twin-linked flamer or heavy flamer here underneath. So need to remember that during games. A couple of purity seals on the back, and then perhaps my favourite part, the Reaper chainsword. Just inspiration there from the Dawn of War trailer that's out there, with this thing going through a Wraith Knight, cutting it in half. So definitely wanted to have that in this unit. Now blood and gore splatters here. I'll show you how to do that in the painting tutorial as well. Particularly happy with how that's come out. Don't want to go too over the top. And it's not just pure red, it's a mixture of red and some inks just to build up that effect, like he's hacked through something. You couldn't have that factory fresh, wanted it, so these cut through something that's red blooded with that thing. So there he is, that's the designs. You can see on the chevrons here, it's not just pure yellow, there's some effects, there's chipping, and then some washes, and then some sort of rusty effects, blotches put on here, and then where's some runoff here where the water, it's been in the rain, some rust has flowed down and left its mark. So there he is. So I'll just put him back on. Glad I magnetised at the hip here, just means he can turn in different directions, multiple poses available, and the rocket system does look cool on top, just adds a bit more height to him as well. So there he is. Keep a look out. What I'm going to do now, the Splatters army is finished, so videos to come will be an army overview on this channel here. You get to see the entire Splatters army finished. We'll go through the army list, lay the whole army out, and then on the Plus channel we'll do a grand strategies video, and that'll be sort of a deeper look at the army, and then to lay out some in-game scenarios with the whole army laid out to show you how I plan to use it in future games. And then obviously you can keep a look out for games with the Splatters. A number of games with those have already come out on for season 5, which is really cool, but hopefully now we'll get them up to 1850 points and they can start taking part in some full-sized games. And now we've also got a unit and an army that can help out perhaps in some future Apocalypse games as well. So exciting times ahead. Very excited to have this new character on both of the channels. So as I said, full in-depth painting tutorial on the Plus channel. You can check that out on there. Link to the Plus channel is on the Striking Scorpion 82 channel homepage. But there he is, finally finished. An epic project here, finally done. Always wanted to get an Imperial Knight painted up, and now finally one has arrived. So keep a lookout for him in future battle reports on the channel. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.